first of all, I probably need to address Jemarl Baker. Obviously, Jemarl broke a bone in his wrist. It's that small bone that allows your wrist to have flexibility and move. And unfortunately, he broke it, and we're going to miss him for probably the remainder of the year. I think there's always an outside shot with healing that maybe we can welcome him back at the end, but I think for his best interest in our planning, just based on the timing of his injury, we're moving as if he's finished for the season. And if we get news otherwise, that will be very welcome good news for us. But Jemarl broke his wrist really 2 minutes into the game. So, in essence, you can't really judge him on how he played against UCLA. We weren't really sure that he broke his wrist. He wasn't either. But clearly, if you have a broken wrist, hard to be a basketball player. But he played the 20-some minutes that he played. He really played about 18 to 20 of those minutes, with the broken wrist. It happened right at the 18-minute mark of the first half. I feel terrible for him because I don't know if there's a player that we've had here at Arizona that does things the right way more than Jemarl. He's first to practice, practices hard every day. Well, many times he's working out long after the practice ends. Even in COVID, he had a great summer. He was in the best shape of his life. And I know he hit a tough streak at Washington State shooting, but he's played some really good basketball for us. I mean, if you're the Pac-12 player of the week and you're our second leading scorer, we're going to step up and we're going to do the best we can. But we're really going to miss Jemarl. We really are. I mean, we lose our depth. We lose our guard depth. We lose one of our team's best players, one of our team's leaders. And I can't look at it any other way other than it's really unfortunate for our team, but it's really unfortunate for Jemarl because he had the makings of putting together an excellent season. So having said that, now we take the next step forward. I think the lineup that we'll show up with is James Akinjo and Terrell Brown in the backcourt. Obviously, we believe a lot in Terrell, and he's capable of playing more minutes. With that, I think inserting Ben Mathurin in at the wing, just because Ben is maybe giving us more scoring punch with inserting Terrell for Jemarl. And inside, Julius obviously at the 4, and to kind of come back with Christian Koloko at the 5. Not because Jordan Brown has done anything wrong, as much as, he's been in some foul trouble. And sometimes what helps a player like Jordan is to allow those first couple of minutes of the game get going where he can visualize it and see it from the bench. And then, he can bring more of a scoring punch off the bench versus maybe Christian. What Christian can do is give us some better overall defense and shot blocking at the beginning of the game. So that's our plan as it stands today. We'll see how that works tomorrow night. But, our ninth man is Tibet. He's been practicing every day with us. I believe Tibet's really improved since the beginning of the year. And if called on, he could both be a perimeter player or a post player for a window of time in any game moving forward. But without Tibet, we're playing 8 guys, not 9. And the 3 that won't start at this moment would be Dalen Terry, Jordan Brown, and Ira Lee. And so we have to be ready to go. But clearly, I can't say it any other way than I just feel terrible for Jemarl. Very similar to how I felt about Brandon Williams. When Brandon went down, we lost a terrific player. And, with Jemarl, I feel the same way about this season and really for Jemarl himself.
One other thing on Jemarl, is that something that's going to require surgery? And if so, has he done that, or when is that scheduled?
He's going to have surgery tomorrow evening, and I believe his family's coming in tonight. And while we're gone, he'll have the surgery here in Tucson.
With this upcoming trip, obviously there's not going to be any fans there, but what are some of the challenges that you can remember about just playing at Oregon State in your time at Arizona?
Well, we've always had tough games there. Maybe one or two really went our way, lopsided. But, Justin, the one thing that, I just caution everybody is if you look at every conference of the high major conferences, Power Five, road games are just difficult. I'll use the Big Ten as an example. You go to Rutgers or Penn State or Nebraska, and, I know that especially Penn State, Rutgers recently have been very, very good. Nebraska's building again, but there are no easy outs. If you look at the final score of those games on the road, there's some tough, really good veteran teams in the Big Ten that go in there and they leave with a hard-fought victory. And, at Oregon State, we've had some Pac-12 regular season championship teams that have lost there or have had a dogfight. I just think, generally speaking, it's not as easy as maybe perception-wise everybody thinks. And Oregon State's been a tough out. Trace Tinkle's been a very good player for 4 years there, and Steven and Ethan Thompson. Those guys are good, and they play physical and hard. And I think a couple of the games that we've really had a hard time, in addition to their physicality and their hard play, they made some threes. They made some good shots. So we expect a war. We expect a tough game. Playing without Jemarl Baker now. I look at us playing at Washington State and how that game panned out. I can make a case that tomorrow's game, we're expecting a hard-fought game. And I think when you go into the game really expecting that allows your team to maybe be at their best. And that's really what we're trying to do is play really good basketball, play our style, be able to meet Oregon State's physicality. They lead the Pac-12 in offensive rebounding. They lead the Pac-12 in fouls. So I think that tells you what type of game we're expecting.
So Coach has been talking about putting you back in the starting lineup. I'm just curious. I mean, you have started already this season. Just if your preparation changes at all when you're a starter versus coming off the bench.
No, I don't think it changed. I think it's just the same thing. Just get the team with a good start and just help the team have a good start to give the good momentum and just to play. I mean, coming off the bench is a little bit different because you have to analyze the game a little bit more and then get in and trying to help the team. But I don't think they have a different approach now. It's the same thing.
And what have you thought about the way you've played this season?
I think I can do better. I can help this team more, and I think I'm just going to keep working and keep trying to help the team. So
in what areas do you think you can be better?
Everything, defensively, offensively. I think I can do better in every aspect of the game, and that's something I'm still working on. Yeah.
What have you thought about the way Ben has played this season, and kind of what do you think about him now also being moved to the starting lineup?
I think he's been playing really good. Like, I think the last time I was here, I was talking about him. I say he's going to keep making mistakes, but he's going to keep getting better, and that's what he's been doing. Like, every game you see, he's getting better. He's getting better every game. Every game he's getting better, and I think he's going to continue to get better. And now that Jemarl is out, we definitely need Ben to step up and to play his game. And yeah, so I think he's going to continue to help us a lot.